This is Jessica Williamson, and you're watching ZapRoot. Chickens are all over the news lately, so it's time for a chicken roundup. First of all, a round of applause is due to all the folks in California that just passed Prop 2, which mandates more humane living conditions for chickens. It passed with 63% of the vote too. And if you want your chicken to feel as cool as one of those old iMacs, check out the Eglu. It's a super cool chicken coop with a door on the side so you can reach right in and grab breakfast. On the downside, it seems like we've managed to breed about half of the genetic diversity out of the chicken population. Today's commercial broilers all descend from 3 lines of chickens, and poultry raised for eggs only come from 1 line. That makes the entire population much more prone to disease. And disease is what our good friends at Tyson Chicken had on their mind when they decided to start injecting antibiotics into unhatched eggs. The problem is, those same chickens get an antibiotic-free label before coming into your store. And Tyson claims that the chickens aren't technically chickens until 2 days after they're born. So inside the egg is fair game. Whatever. The USDA disagreed, so they both settled on a label that reads, raised without antibiotics that impact antibiotic resistance in humans. Thanks guys, you've now made buying chicken even more complicated than it already was. So instead of the decision-making process, we're now going to label it the method to which we come to a conclusion based on multiple points of information using the Hegelian dialectical method. There, now everybody understands perfectly, right? Want some free stuff? Well, buygreen.com is looking to give it to you. Sign up on our community site, add a blog entry. You can use pics and videos, and the best blog entry this week will receive this. Sponsored by buygreen.com. And don't forget, there's a link in our show notes. Carbon sequestration. Basically capturing carbon so it doesn't get into the atmosphere. When people say these words, the next thing that comes out of their mouth is usually these crazy ideas about people sinking carbon dioxide deep into the ocean. Or they're funded by energy companies, or both. But scientists have recently found a rock that might make it okay for logical people to start talking about carbon sequestration again. That's right, all our technology has been outdone by a rock. The rock is called periodite. When it comes in contact with carbon dioxide, it turns the carbon dioxide gas into a rock. Actually, it transforms it into harmless minerals such as calcite. Now, people have known about this for a long time, but found it too costly to dig up the rock and then ship it to energy producing sites. But scientists have found a way to supercharge the naturally occurring process to 1,000,000 times its normal speed to grow enough of the mineral to permanently store 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide annually. That's 7% of the total global carbon emissions from human activity each year. Where do we find this magical rock? Periodite is found all over the world, but the majority of it is found in the most ironic place you could think of, the Middle East. Thanks for watching, and remember all the links to our show can be found in our show notes at ZapRoot.com.
So much of the process of blogging is taking pre-existing pieces of media, like linking to something and then adding your idea on top of it. So I think a lot of stuff that happens in new media sort of comes out of that hip-hop creative process. WePC TV is brought to you by ASUS and Intel. You dream it, ASUS builds it, Intel inside.
Hey YouTube user, you should subscribe. The button is right over here. Seriously, this button's all over the place.